Okay. Okay. We have Basic Math Girl. And the last one we had of Basic Math Girl was 2328, which the title makes 2328. The title reminds me. Yeah, it's the Giga Hoarder in a hazmat or chemical suit. Yes. Hey, he just loves the trash, man. He just likes to be surrounded by trash. It happens sometimes. Alright. Basic Math Girl. That was your last one that we read. This one is called Verminous Vessel. Verminous Vessel. Ooh, this is a cool image. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-2606 is to be contained in a storage locker at Site 45. Permission from the current site director is required prior to removing SCP-2606 from its locker for testing purposes. When removing SCP-2606 from its locker, caution must be taken due to the breakable nature. Before and after all testing, SCP-2606 must undergo complete decontamination in addition to a thorough wash with soap and water in order to remove all dust, residue, and extraneous liquids. Almost looks like because like everything is like also like almost looks like the mosquito that was in Amber in Jurassic Park. Club of one of the specimens within SCP-2606. Description: SCP-2606 is a drinking glass resembling a conical pint glass with a conical pint glass, but with a slightly larger capacity of almost exactly 500 milliliters. SCP-2606 is seemingly sculpted from a single large piece of polished amber. Numerous preserved insects, primarily gnats, ants, and beetles, are trapped within the amber that composes SCP-2606. The species present within SCP-2606 amber indicate that the amber originated in the Baltic region of Germany, and is approximately 38 to 48 million years of age. Yeah, I did not call it with the Jurassic Park reference. However, the date at which it was polished and reshaped is unknown. SCP-2606 anomalous effects active when a human subject ingests the tissue or bodily fluids of animals generally considered verminous by eating a drink or drinking them directly from SCP-2606. The animal in question must be one that the subject would not normally eat and that the subject regards with disgust, contempt, or irrational fear, or that the subject considers a threat to the health and well-being of human beings as a pest, a parasite, or a vector of disease. Ooh. Animals feared by the subject that pose a realistic danger for humans, like examples bear, crocodiles, sharks, do not activate SCP-2606 effect. So it must be something like spiders, maybe? That would make the most sense, right? And animals that have induced the activation of SCP-2606 include bats, most rodents, many scavenging birds, crow, gulls, vultures, etc., lizards, snakes, numerous frog species, and almost all invertebrates, with the only exception being those that subjects consider edibles, crabs, snails, squid, etc. Frog, there's a lot of epic rap battles happening today. Frog species coming in because toads are more likely to activate SCP-2606 effect. Consuming animals such as those listed above from SCP-2606 allows the human subject to telepathically detect the mental activity of all living specimens of that animal species within a radius of approximately 10 meters. You can fucking Logan Xavier with them. You become Aquaman, but only for specific animals. His ability to is exclusively. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, just need to yawn. One big stretch as well. His ability is exclusively passive. Subjects are not capable of communicating their thoughts or mental activity to specimens of these animals. The subject's telepathic detection is constant and cannot be removed from the subject by any known means, so it's just on the whole entire time. Ingesting animal components contained in SCP-2606 with the aid of an implement such as a fork or straw prevents the manifestation of telepathic effects. Physical contact must occur simultaneously between SCP-2606, the animal component, and the subject for telepathic potential to manifest. In addition, if tissues or bodily fluids from multiple animals are consumed simultaneously by the human subject from SCP-2606, the human subject will manifest telepathic effects for only one of the present animal species. Testing has tentatively concluded that physically large animal species are dominant over smaller ones in terms of manifestations priority. That, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. That, yeah, makes sense to me. They're bigger, so they take priority. Discovery. Prior to recovery, SCP-2606 was in possession of Mr. Lawrence Salk of USA. Mr. Salk was willingly admitted to a mental health care facility on his family recommendation after he developed psychosomatic skin irritation and began experiencing what he believed to be auditory hallucinations. You know how eaten that centipede there, Mr. Lawrence. Umbrella Foundation agents conducted an interview with Mr. Salk pardon me, Mr. Salk. Lawrence is his first name. Mr. Salk, upon his admittance into psychiatric care, where he remains as of this writing. Interview log, interviewer, Agent Graham, interviewee, Mr. Salk. Begin log, Agent Graham enters Mr. Salk's hospital room. Mr. Salk is seated on the bed, itching at his arms. Hello? Hello, Mr. Salk? Mr. Salk, not Stalk. Hello, Mr. Salk. Huh? I said hello. Lawrence. I'm Dr. Graham. You know where you are right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. I'm at the hospital. My wife took me here this morning. Yes, you're at the hospital. Your wife told me you said we were hearing things. Mr. Salk does not answer. Are you hearing them now, Lawrence? What? I'm sorry, Doctor. It's just very distracting. What are they saying to you? I don't know. They're always whispering. I keep trying to listen hard, but even when I hear them, I can't understand it. It sounds like kind of like chewing. I love chewing. Alright. That's a thing too. That's the thing too. Is that there's so many of them. It sounds like there's a whole crowd of them in there, so they're quiet. But it's still just overwhelming. That's not... Again? That's not normal, is it? As normal as any of these... Of this, I mean. Don't worry about that, Lawrence. We'll do everything we can regardless. Your wife also told me that you developed some skin problems. Mr. Stark does not answer. Lawrence? What? I'm sorry. Repeat the question, please. You developed skin problems, agitation, irritation. Oh, yeah. It's like I feel something crawling on me constantly. It's the worst part, to be honest. Now, your wife told me that this came upon you all of a sudden, is that right? Just early today? Yes. No previous symptoms, no family history of similar conditions? No, I just sat down in my chair, took a drink from that glass I found the other day, and all of a sudden I started hearing things. Glass? What? Oh, I was cleaning the attic the other day and I found this drinking glass up there. Why do you... Can you tell me more about it? Sure. It was weird. It looked like it had little bugs in it. I mean, not in it, but like inside the glass itself, trapped in there. It was weird, but I liked it. It was unique, you know? I see. Go on. So I took it down and washed it out pretty good. And then a few days later, I put some beer into it and took a drink. And then right after, I started hearing voices. I mean, almost immediately too. God. Brain and mouth, work with me. You don't think that's related to you? Glass wasn't toxic or anything, was it? Excuse me for a moment, Lawrence. I have to make a call. End log. Test log. All tests were conducted using a different Class D subject unless otherwise noted. Subjects were instructed to ingest the contents of SCP-2606, after which they were presented with a captive living specimen of the animal species they had ingested. Subjects were then motorcycles outside making a bunch of noise. Subjects were then instructed to describe the mental activity of the specimen. Contents: 5 hairs from a black rat. Rattles 300 milliliters of water. Results: feelings of cautious curiosity described by the subject as dolt in comparison to his own emotional capacity. Note: the subject specimen to various stimuli produced the expected emotional responses: fear, happiness, sadness, etc., which then the subject was able to detect. The subject confirmed that all emotional responses were vague in comparison to human emotions. Contents: 20 milliliters of blood from a Eurasian tree sparrow, Passer montanus. Result: a feeling of extreme dread that did not subside until the specimen was removed from the subject's presence. Contents: 10 grams of little brown bat meat, Myotis lucifocus. Results: physical sensation occurring in bursts of 10 to 50 approximately once every 5 minutes, described by the subject as an extremely painful, piercing felt in the entirety of the body simultaneously. Note: the same class D subject participated in both this and the previous test in order to determine whether the effects of SCP-2606 were repeatable. Following this test, the subject was able to detect the thoughts of both M. lucificus and P. montanus. Okay. Contents: 10 grams of common toad meat, bufo. Results is a series of staccato brass vibrations that increased in frequency and intensity as the specimen was approached by what it perceived as predator or prey. Oh, okay. Ow. Probably gonna stop bleeding again. Contents: 1 American cockroach. Periplaneta americana. Deceased. A constant physical sensation that did not vary in intensity based on the specimen's external stimuli. Subject described the sensation as like someone grabbed my brain in both hands and shook it. Exposure to a great number of P. americana caused the sensation to proportionally increase in intensity. Of course it did. Always does. 1 northern yellow sac spider. There we go. Cheracanthium milday deceased. A visualization of blue-white lines striking across the insides of the subject's head and remaining present for inconsistent lengths of time before fading. Between 1 second and 3 hours. Subject claimed that this visualization could not be suppressed and was extremely prominent and distracting. Visualization subsided when the specimen was removed from the subject's presence. Note: several days after his participation in SCP-2606 testing, personnel D62115 complained of recurring visualization identical to those reported during his SCP-2606 testing and was administered antipsychotic medication. Contents: 1 black carpeted ant, Camponotus pennsylvanicus, deceased. Subject reported that the thought of worker ants were audible to her as constant low-pitched drones estimated at 115 decibels, and the queen ant produced no mental activity. Contents: 1 mayfly ephemera danica, deceased. Loud sobbing and hyperventilation ending when the specimen expired. Contents: 3 blockotits from a beef tape. Dania saginata, deceased. When exposed to a number of living proclutids outside of a host, subject reported 3 audible notes reminiscent of a marimba occurring seemingly at random. When exposed to a human host of T. saginata, subject reported a melodious series of marimba-like notes ranging through the entire musical scale. 1 juvenile common octopus. Octopus vulgaris, living. I mean, that's true. Octopus are delicious. But hey, some people are afraid of it, so. Audible notes described by the subject are similar to when you blow over the top of a bottle, arranged in palindromic sequences of 16. Individual notes were frequently accompanied by between 1 and 8 echoes. Subject claimed that each note was accompanied by a vivid color, some of which he was unable to adequately describe. Oh, so it's like new colors, okay. Contents: 400 milliliters of purified water. A large number of voices whispering in a language the subject claimed to be unable to understand, described by the subject as grumbling and unhappy sounding. The subject estimated approximately voices were audible. That's a lot of voices. How do you even like know that many voices are being heard? I mean, maybe that's what like the subject has the ability to like, tell how many voices there are. You know, it is a bit of like censored. Subject quickly developed extreme agitation as well as constant psychosomatic feeling that insects were crawling on his skin. Examination revealed that SCP-2606 had not been adequately decontaminated since the previous test, and that dust had been allowed to aggregate in its interior. Greater care is to be taken in the future to clean SCP-2606 between tests. I actually had a feeling about that because I was like, there ain't no way like that. If it's purified water, they would hear much, right? Like there's no like bacteria or plankton or anything like that in the water. How? Well, yeah, the fact that like they just didn't clean it well enough is the answer. Yeah, you know, best do that in the future. Don't let that happen again. Imagine like you drink from a really cool cup and suddenly you feel disturbance of the animals. I can feel it in the water. I can smell it. I can sense it in the earth. I can feel it in the water. I can smell it in the air. Animals. They're panicking. They want me gone. They don't want me here.